The Roma community, which is rooted in nomadic tradition, the Bedouin community, which is rooted in nomadic tradition, begs of us to challenge our alliance with nation states and borders, begs of us to challenge our alliance with elitism and cultural language and norms. And so when we get into the conversation of imagination, we start to have conversations about the nomadic power of ideas, how ideas and language and art and culture can travel beyond borders and pushes us to break down these nation states that we are so attached to, these flags. And your children will be ours, and we will make new ways without you, and you will miss who you could have been. Admit you were never intent on loving anyone but yourself. And sacrifice is the ego's kryptonite, and your heart is a tomb. Mummified corpses where we are only body parts, and the thighs will haunt you, and the breasts will mock you, and the asses will shit wherever you lay, and the fists will find you on street corners, in the alleys or offices, in a titty bar, atop a lover or below one, erotic and afraid. Everywhere there will be a fist, and your knees will buckle. And there will be a curse in some manner of sorcery, stanzas upon stanzas of stories, and we will feed you morsels of your own medicine, pages and pages of feeds, and the pharmaceutical industry will go broke, and you will go broke, and the countries will end, and we will love. Rubies that sunset tills, a breeze carries gold light across leaves. She who presses the earth to replenish itself between furrows of terror or torment, who defended us from mobs and militias. She who befriends trees that bear no fruit, who sweeps dust midday off root and readies rain, rids rooms of looming words, saves misfortunes thrown out on running streams, waves of daughters left in canoes washed ashore. She who shades under a date palm, her mother's laughter in the background, anywhere she smiles is survival. A woman survives silence or memory, dismissive regimes, dictators or death. She who mourns to remember what the governed rather forget. We are who raises us, a story. Every child is an old ending, a new list of demands, broken taboos and treaties. She who chose hijab over veiled spirit, crazy horse over oil canteen, who sifts soil and tear gas canisters for flowers. She who surrenders with honor, a woman's sword sharpened by wind's teeth. Her voice never dies. Ancestors' candor, kidnapped by a commercial for lipstick. She who bloodied diamonds, who wept thighs and scorched laws. Her fists, a raft of fingers loving each other, a strength in numbers. She who lives in a remote village, who beheads her rapist at night on a busy street corner and spits up a scarred moon. Individualism becomes self-care, but the women are freeing their nipples, true or false. I'm going to read one more poem, and I'm going to share a little bit about the work that we do back home, because I think it gives a bit of context. I have so many poems I can go into, so many different things, but I do what I'm called to at the time. This poem is called Dark Matter. And I'm coming to you from the future of the most extreme capitalist, white, patriarchal, fucked up country in the world. I'm coming to tell you and to warn you that capitalism does not have all the answers, that maybe communism wasn't great, but we gotta find somewhere in between, because if corporations start running everything, we're doomed. And this is the reality we have lived. We are in a country run by corporations. And it is a country that is unjust. It is a country that cannot seek justice if it slapped them in the fucking face. It does not know how to reason its greed with the truth of reality, which is all of us deserve dignity, humanity, a decent meal, a roof over our heads, education, and basic needs. And you can argue that with me, but I know that if y'all broke your leg tomorrow, you could get health care really quickly, right? You can get treated. Somewhere in Europe, you can go and get treated for something affordable. The average American cannot do that. And so we have to find a balance between the freedom to create and to innovate and to risk and to create new ideas, but also the fact that your new ideas shouldn't come at the expense of other people's labor, sweat, blood, tears, and death. I heard the first opening talk with Jason, and he talked about virtual realities and how every reality is a virtual reality, and it'll be so great if we can live in our own worlds and realities. But I want to ask all of you, what would it cost for you to live your own reality, and who would have to pay the price for that reality? Who is paying the price for the realities that we live? This is a question we must always ask ourselves. So this poem is called Dark Matter. I wrote this in time of Black Lives Matter, which was ironic because physicists were trying to figure out dark matter, and I thought, well, look around. Don't let anything or anyone snatch you out of happiness, which in all honesty, as opposed to selling something, is gratitude. How many times a day do you say thank you instead of assault at a head? How ready the heart for values that cannot be measured by the dollar or advertisement, which is my master and yours too. In all honesty, had that been something of value, there are no gods in America unless, of course, your God is green, greedy, complicit, complacent, compliant, and easily compromised. It would ease so many in their conscience if I say money is not the enemy, yet who are we kidding? Don't we already know enemies aren't real except perceived threats? So you mean to tell me that you worship your heart, or your Jesus, or your Allah, or your Jehovah, or your love? Are you sure? Are you sure there isn't something else guiding you each day out the door toward a perceived purpose? And what would you be doing? What would you be doing had money no business? New York City tells me 1 hour of the average human being's life is worth $7.25. And what is $7.25 to a dollar if a dollar is only a piece of paper, which is only a representation of value? We don't actually have anything to show for except what we purchased, which is only the value we give it, except what we give is measured by what we take and call valuable. And where is all the gold? Where is all the gold that these banks claim to represent? I wish I could tell you about some kind of inner gold you possess, but I'm still digging for mine, as if I could own what's inside me, as if it's not part of something greater than matter or sight or this English which limits the agreements we can make together about our existence here together. In 2012, scientists claim they found the God particle. This question, this troubling missing factor of our weight, our hold, our value, they claim, and yet we have no evidence. We have no evidence except the collision of values. Most of what we know and how we see ourselves is determined by 5 Western countries, 5 of which determine value by how well they kill others. And we are out here screaming Black Lives Matter, as in exists or takes up space, as in atoms, molecules, as in mass. Ain't there some funny irony there? I'm starting to believe that this is all we value, is each other's death more than life. And if life's so valuable, how so? It's not lost to me that death is part of life. Some die so others live, but who is doing all the dying exactly at the expense of all this living? And are you really being